So, hey guys, Chauzu here. So another season of the Pirate Rumble Grand Party is coming very soon. Should be at the next news time. And yeah, let's look at the rules. Or the buffs to be more precise. So this time, INT types get attack up level 8. Dex types speed up level 5. Powerhouse special CT speed up level 5. Driven HP up level 5. And when leader is present, Powerhouse gets an extra 4 def up. So yeah, they have super boosted the INT teams. The INT teams basically are INT driven Powerhouse. So yeah, maybe they plan to boost the new Big Mom Legend too, but if I remember right, she's not very good for PvP. So, but yeah, and as you might know, INT teams are one of the best. So with INT being so boosted like this, you have to remember that you can't rely as much on side teams like last season, because back then the Free Spirit / Rensai had the same buffs that INT are getting this time. So yeah, this does change up what teams you should use. And yeah, I made 8 teams. I made some fun ones, like here using Kaido, because it's fun to try out different leaders. But I can say that every team does have an INT team. I see no reason, even if it's not boosted at all, like the buffs it gets from the season are enough to warrant them being used for sure. But yeah, Kaido team. Let's take a look at V1 Kaido. He has his own leader skill. I'm a bit disappointed we didn't get new ones for this season, but it is what it is. Dex type teammates get def up, attack and speed up. INT teammates get attack, speed up, and guard up. And Powerhouse teammates get HP, attack, and recovery up. So yeah, boosting both Dex and INT is pretty good, especially this season. Burst, pretty reliable. You just need to use specials 6 times. And if you do that, you can target 2 enemies with low HP for 40% HP reduction. No idea why they think it's good to target low HP enemies for HP cut, but it is what it is. And you also reduce the blow away for Dex and INT type teammates, or increase the blow away. I don't really care about the blow away mechanic. It's not anything that matters. Like, if it increases the blow away, so you blow away more, that's actually bad, because you want to keep the enemy together so you don't whiff too many specials. So yeah, doesn't look that great except for what he boosts, but I figure it will be worth trying. Notably, Kaido himself is pretty awful in PvP. Like, he just does attack up for 2 clauses and reduces his own CT. Or it's speed down, so I guess it just means he's slow, so yeah. And he has 55, so yeah. Very awful kit, to be honest. He does do a lot of damage, HP cut and then damage, but yeah, it's definitely not worth using. So this is mostly for fun. I'll probably try it out day 1 or 2 and then not use it anymore. But yeah, I made one Dex Powerhouse focus team just to make use of all the buffs. Second team is a more normal Dex team. And the final team is just INT driven Powerhouse. You'll see that exact team many times. I basically put the exact same INT team on every single comp. So yeah. Moving on, I did another Kaido team. Both the Kaido legends are so bad, but it is what it is. And yeah, this Kaido, oops, need to hold. This Kaido, leader skill, strength gets def up, attack and speed up. INT gets attack, speed and guard up. And Powerhouse gets HP up, attack and recovery up. So again, pretty good buffs, like buffing both INT and Powerhouse has very good synergy with the season buffs, so might as well train them out. Burst, you need to do 9 full attacks, and I feel like this is one of those requirements where I have no idea how many full attacks you do in one game, but I doubt we'll be able to use this special more than once. Targets 2 enemies with high HP for 6000 damage. And targets powerhouse class teammates for attack up level 10, 30 seconds. So yeah, a lot better burst than the other Kaido. So probably more useful overall. And yeah, I actually think this looks pretty decent. Like the main disadvantage of using Kaido again is that you have to use Kaido on a team. Like attack up level 7, HP up level 7. The buffs are okay. It's just his special that is totally awful. You target just one enemy, and then 3 enemies for HP cut. And you can target for half stats. The half stats are good, but come on, it's just 10 seconds. That's not great at all. I'm not talking about this yet, but you see that I only run 5 unit teams. If you saw my last PvP guide video, I talk about not running full teams so that you face easier teams. So I'm committed to try it this season and see just what kinds of teams I face. So yeah, I'll try and tinker a bit, try different strats. But for Kaido here, so he buffs strength and int and powerhouse. So I got a strength powerhouse focus team. I got an int team, of course, and I got a quick team. Quick is also very good this season since both powerhouse and driven are boosted so much. And most of the quick teams are powerhouse and driven, so yeah, makes sense. Moving on, Kid. Not going to talk too much about him. I've used him in the past. But yeah, he's also driven, so that's nice for this season. Buffs strength, dex, and driven. So that's also pretty good stuff to buff. And yeah, Kid's burst. You are lucky to be able to use it once. But yeah, if you can use it, you basically get a free extra Kid special, which is obviously super strong. But yeah, I run a pretty similar comp to last time I used Kid. First team is just making use of Barto. Barto is one of the best units to let you get Kid's burst going. He increases guard up. His special also increases it by 16 levels. So yeah, if you get a great first game where you can get off Barto's burst, or like you win and you can charge Kid, then you have a great chance to win. Since like in team together with a free Kid special, so that should definitely be a free win. And yeah, we also have the Dex team here. Might even be worth to put the Dex recruit Hawkins. Not Hawkins, but Cavendish. I think that he also increases guard. But yeah, could be nice. I'll try it at least, but doubt it will be something I use later. And yeah, I put some leaders who don't really work well this season, but it's mainly because there's not many good GP leaders, so not much you can run efficiently. But yeah, Luffy here. Leader skills, Dex, Sai, and Fighters. And as you might see, I'm not even using Sais on this team because I don't think Sai is that great this season, so I'm skipping it. The burst is what makes Luffy great, since you get that high damage to one enemy, as well as maxing out specials for 2 Dex Psi type teammates. So obviously that means that the best way to play is to run with int first, since int will never benefit from Luffy's burst, but the second and third team will. And fighter team is actually good, since all good fighters are also powerhouse, and powerhouse are boosted this season, so they benefit from that, as well as Luffy's leader. And then we have just a Dex team. You might see I've not put Dog on any team. That's because Dog is only useful against Quick, and if you don't have face Quick, no reason to use Dog. But of course, if you do use Quick, you just put Dog on and just remove Lucci. But yeah, we have the other Luffy, and he's probably even worse this season, I guess. Mostly because, like, with 5 unit teams, you actually have to use him as front 5 before I had him in the back. But yeah, he also buffs Free Spirit, which is obviously not the best this season, but Quick, Strength, Free Spirit. Burst is also not as good as other Luffy, but it's also pretty consistent. And what it does basically is hasting 2 targets. And yeah, I made good use of this once. He also does big damage to 4 enemies and increases attack, which is dope. But yeah, the best way to use this Luffy's burst is basically take the second team with Kid, for example. Let's say you just miss Kid using his special. Then you can just use Kid again. You can just use Luffy's burst, haves Kid, you get that special. It just reduces RNG a lot, which can be pretty nice. And yeah, obviously it doesn't buff the INT team at all, but no reason not to use it anyway. Moving on, Roger, still probably the best leader just for his special, whatever you call it. I'm not really sure how to use him. Like I said, I don't think Sai is the best now, but like, do I lead with INT? Because when thinking about it, INT doesn't benefit that much from Roger. But the other teams very much benefit from half stats. INT just has 2 units to half stats themselves. Or do I just use the worst team, I think, which is the Roger team, and then just use half stats with the others, where I think I have a good chance of winning? I'll probably need to do some testing and see. Like, I'm not really decided what I'll do final 2 days when you don't have much info. So yeah, going to be just testing the first few days and see how I feel. I've also not really tried this getting easier team strategy, so that will obviously also affect things. Yeah, moving on. I did do a team with Yamato this time as well. I think I forgot to max the GP burst. Yeah, GP stat, yeah, I'll do that later. But yeah, leader scale. INT, quick and driven, and obviously that's great. Like buff-wise, this might be the best buffs. Especially since Yamato also increases like special CT even further. Because both INT and quick have lots of driven powerhouse units. So Yamato just boosts them further. Obviously the issue with Yamato is the burst, because it seems super unreliable. I have one friend who uses Yamato a lot, so I'm going to try and talk with him about the best way to get this. And like, I am very much open to changing a team, probably the Dex team, and just make it a full healer team. Just throw game 1 away, heal as much as possible, give me Yamato's burst. I might do that, I'll decide that later. Forgot to check the burst. The burst is actually fine. 3 enemies for big damage, and you get pretty good healing. And healing could be clutch, not going to lie. Like endgame, both doing big damage and healing back up can really change the tide of a battle. So I actually look forward to trying Yamato. I think Yamato might be pretty good. Finally, 6+ Uta, Top Musica. Might be one of the best leaders due to the boosted stats this season. Leader scale. Buffs Sai, INT and Driven, and that's obviously great. Sai is not the best, but for this particular season that is. And yeah, Uta does tons of damage, but in reality it never feels that much. But not a useless skill at least, and it's pretty reliable, but it takes some time to be able to use. So yeah, my main doubt, I'm not totally sure on these teams. Like, I guess you have to run a side team when Sai is boosted by Uta. And then like there's actually a ton of INT powerhouse, so I might just run 2 of them. I just wonder if these can secure 2 wins. I'll probably change stuff here, because I do think Uta will be, or 6+ Uta will be pretty good this season. Might be something to use at the end of this, but I'll have to wait and see. Another way to play this, I guess, is to move Yamato up a bit. I might actually do that. put Yamato on the second team just to have some more damage output with all these HP cutter and defensive units. And I think the third team is pretty good as is. Can just move around a bit, the units, and it could be solid. But yeah, these are my units. I look forward to this new Grand Party season. I did a poll on YouTube asking you guys how you want me to upload, and you guys want me to upload one video per day. So that's what I'll do. So my next video will be my first 3 matches, and then I aim to upload a video a bit after news time for the entirety of the Grand Party. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.